What do you know, Squidgrow Joe? New to the channel, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know your thought about today's video. Before I begin, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just your everyday average Joe. You know, this has now been the biggest flex on Twitter for anybody. If you are blocked by Safemoon, if you're blocked by John Corone, it is a massive flex because basically you're blocked by a company that scammed their holders. And more every day, more people are realizing that Safemoon was a scam. Even though it's been known for a long while, people are starting just to realize, wait a minute, I can't swap my tokens. And the company's been bankrupt, and John's not getting out of jail. We'll be talking about that in this video, by the way. But one of the biggest flexes is also this. Now, this letter was sent to me. I believe John's uncle got a letter, and I believe the Safemoon Hound got a letter as well. Or later on became the FUD Hound, or my buddy Ryan. He also got a letter for coming against Safemoon, saying, hey, listen, guys, this is a lie. They're scamming you. This is a letter sent to people that were a direct threat to Safemoon. Meetings were held over people like me and the other two I just mentioned about these letters. Now, once again, this is a limited edition copy, one of 3 Safemoon legal threats. And I take it with pride because, to be honest with you, oh no, CoffeeZilla got one of these letters as well. I take it with pride, though, because it's how much of what Safemoon really was. You see, in this video, I was told to take down a video that I posted June 18, 2022. That video is still up right now. You can go ahead and watch it. And the reason why the video is still up because that video showed that John took Safemoon holders' funds and bought a mansion with it. It was a video that was known about for a while within the Safemoon community, and yet people that were hired after the date this letter was sent to me. By the way, June 21st, 2022, this letter was sent to me. Well, it was addressed to that letter. Addressed, I should really say. People still were working at Safemoon. They kept going. They were complicit. They knew. And they still kept working. I want you to keep that in mind whenever anyone from Safemoon says, or used to be from Safemoon now, says, oh, no, we had no idea. Really? You didn't? Realistically speaking, people that worked at Safemoon were scared of this. They were scared of actually being sued. John sued his mother. Why wouldn't John sue me? And they're not wrong. Except John is all he ever was a paper tiger. The video that I was supposed to remove, I kept up. I was also told in the other side of the page of this legal document, which, by the way, confidential, which I find hilarious, I was also told that I should hand over any information to John directly of anyone who has given me the information about John stealing. Dead serious. This is the kind of silliness that was sent to me. And this is why I just kept going, talking about Safemoon, trying to help as many holders as possible. Because at the end of the day, Safemoon is a scam. They'll block, they'll remove anyone from calling them out on that, and now it's proven that what they are, a scam. But the story of Safemoon has always been about not Safemoon itself, not Safemoon as a company or utility, not anything other than that. The story has always simply been about you, the holders. You were the biggest utility in Safemoon. You still are the biggest utility out there. And a lot of people need to understand that. People, the Maxis knew it. They were afraid of it as well, by the way. But they know if they bully enough people, they'll fall in line. John knew it because he had his other people call up other cryptos and say, hey, listen, we'll sell y'all holders. Now, we're not going to sell y'all holders for them to always guaranteed buy. We'll sell you their eyes to see what you have to talk about. Shilling, basically, in a company, an LLC. That was the only Safemoon utility ever offered. Now, I will say, this legal letter right here that was sent to me, could have went a different way. John could have lawyers take me to court. He would try to sue. I ultimately would have countersued. And if I won the court case, John would look stupid. And there was no way John could really get me at anything. What I did was, what I shown on my video, by the way, that video posted June 18, 2022, was all public domain. Meaning anyone could have found it, and everyone ultimately did. So why am I showing this? Why is this so important? Because when you find out someone's doing something bad, the first thing you should do is basically go figure it out. Try talking to them directly, which I tried with John, by the way, and then come around and say, all right, you don't want to do it? You want to keep doing bad things? Everyone wants to be complicit because I talked to other influencers that were complicit? No big deal. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to stand up, and don't get me wrong, ever since I made that video, June 18, 2022, my life as a content creator has been a living hell. I've had a lot of people come against me, a lot of people that are my friends, posting personal information. You know, I'm a family man. I'm a YouTuber, and people would just go against me just aggressively. And why? Because I went against the narrative. Not instead of protecting John, who stole, I protected the holders who were being stolen from. Not a lot of people can really have that claim. But to have this is still really good. It shows that at the very least, you went to Safemoon when Safemoon was posting their lies and inception, and you said, no, what you're doing is wrong. And this right here, this will always be a badge of honor in my eyes. So, you know, John obviously is going to be in jail for a while. We know this. This is posted by my buddy Solid Primal. He says, collecting funds to make John's New York City jail visit feel more comfortable. Please DM me and donate what you can. We'll use those funds to put something extra in the inmate's commissary. Hymns, I imagine. This will ensure John Corone is well taken care of. John just hanging out in the joint with his buddies. You know, I do appreciate when you guys do come out, and I try to unblock as many people as possible. Twitter has a weird thing that I can't block everybody. They used to have it so you hit a button, you used to be able to unblock everybody. It's not working. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I am trying to block everybody, give everybody a second chance, because I'm always a big fan of second chances. And this person, Zach Hayes, says, I remember slamming you for Safemoon FUD. Sorry about that. I trusted the CEO and the team, and I honestly thought they were building a blockchain with reflections. And Zach, I'll be honest with you, buddy. Me too. I mean, I'm sorry too, man. Seriously, because I believed in it and I attacked other people. And to those people that I did attack, I do apologize. It's something that, once again, we were all delusional about. We thought we had something huge here. And arguably we did. It's just that John decided to become greedy instead of become an innovator, unfortunately. So John Corone's lawsuit against his mother has been dismissed. Obviously, you can't have a lawsuit if you're in the joint. Yeah, it's basically gone. John tried to sue his mom because of money that was misappropriated, even though John gave her money that he misappropriated. Where does the line end here? We also have this as well. This came from Safemoon Knight, by the way, but I'm not going to read this whole thing. But basically, the attorney office, Petrel & Klein and Boxer LLP, the firm, is putting something over to the judge to say, hey, listen, we can no longer represent John because he doesn't have the money to pay us. You see, the money he was giving us was from Safemoon LLC. And since Safemoon LLC has been bankrupt, I guess he can't pay us, so we're not going to represent him. He'll have a public defendant. Good luck, John. Public defendant versus the FBI. Sounds pretty bad. I will say this is even funnier when this post was initiated by Safemoon Knight. The guy dressed up as Batman. There's a little video of this picture right there. He says, we learned that Captain Hall's attorneys will not continue defending him due to the exhausted funds. John planned to use his assets to retain counsel, but due to the bankruptcy and frozen assets, he is unable to do so. Come on, I thought you were a billionaire crime fighter. Why don't you send some money to John? Of course John doesn't have the money. All the money John had was tied up into the Ronin companies that he made, shell companies, that we talked about years ago, and of course Safemoon. He had it all tied into there, so it wouldn't go back to him because he thought he was impenetrable. The minute anything would happen, well, they would attack Ronin, they will attack Safemoon, but John thought he'd be safe. And then he put a bunch of lawyers in between him and that, and he'd be even more secure. Unfortunately, John didn't realize he was being investigated, not Safemoon. Because like I said, at the end of the day, Safemoon's utility is you, and John was just misappropriating, abusing you, the holders. So obviously, the FBI didn't go after all the holders. There's no need to go after Safemoon LLC. John was the one embezzling. They knew it. And once again, the word embezzling, if you read this document, pretty important, because it says, your encouragement that others review publicly available information about the home together with your allegations of embezzlement against Mr. Corone amount to deliberately inciting violent actions against him. You cannot make this up. His lawyer said, okay, so John's embezzling, so you're telling everyone to go ask John why he's embezzling, and then he talked about his house that's on public domain? That's a problem. This is the kind of insanity that would happen at Safemoon. This is the kind of insanity that was presented to me. And this is why I kept continuing throughout the years, tell everybody that Safemoon is what it always has been. A scam perpetrated by John Corone, who's only used the holders to, one, sell them to other cryptos, and two, to embezzle from them. That's the truth. Safemoon Bankruptcy update. Motion granted. Ronin Crypto and Ronin Real Estate shall turn over the funds of $4.1 million from FE Bank and Citibank affiliates to Ellen Ostro, Safemoon trustee. Wow. So John's shell companies are being liquidated. Safemoon has went bankrupt, and John's in the joint. Safemoon ultimately, as a crypto, is no longer. It's no more. And to all my Safemoon Army members, to everybody out there that watches, that believes in what Safemoon initiated, what it was, there's still hope for you guys. You guys will understand this, and maybe some of you do, that you are a massive utility. There is a ton of people in the Safemoon Army. And if directed to another crypto with the proper leadership, well, massive things can happen. In fact, I believe had Safemoon went to any other crypto, well, I mean, even years ago, had Safemoon went to someone like Satoshi over at Squidgrow, Squidgrow would be massive, because Satoshi is not incentivized by taking money. Doesn't bother the guy. He doesn't need anyone's money. He has a ton of his own. He wants to create. And I think people need to understand that a lot of other crypto token CEOs would do that. On the other hand, there are a lot of people out there like John, as I was told by somebody formerly working for Safemoon. There are a ton of Johns out there. So the Safemoon swap partners, not all of them are caring about your best interest. But then again, I guess everyone kind of knows that already. John Corone cannot find a lawyer, says Token Dad. Let's band together, Safemoon family, and support him by buying merchandise again. Freshly designed by the Fiverr team for $32. He's only paid for on a Fiverr, let's be real. For $32, this bottle and mug envision the brightness and future of Safemoon and the genius John Corone. I'm in prison tears. Freshly cried John Corone tears. Oh man, I drink a cup of that. All right, so my buddy TNG is obviously looking at some of the people that are still supporting John and kind of pointing, going, why? Makes sense. This person says, can you imagine having life friends like this? I'm sad and embarrassed and pissed. Instead of supporting John Corone, they only stab him and his community in the back. Slimy thing to do, IMO. Yep, and this is why I'll never trust any ex-employee. Never. They all have ulterior motives, and I've shown that every single time. If your first thing is to take advantage of the community, then you are never good to begin with. Well, shit runs downhill, and John Corone obviously took advantage of the community. So think of it that way, number one. Number two, the podcast by Jonan and Hayden is a very interesting podcast, to say the least. I don't blame Jordan and Hayden as far as wanting to come out and create a podcast, though I will say it's very interesting to come out and try to defend yourself when you align yourself with someone like this. Now, we all have that to certain degrees as a content creator. I aligned myself with John Corone at one point. I aligned myself with Safemoon at one point. The difference is I didn't have to wait until John Corone was in the joint in order for me to come out and say this is wrong. Then again, I wasn't under NDA, sure. I was legally threatened, by the way, limited edition, okay? Not many of these going around nowadays. And no, this isn't for sale. I'm going to frame this one day. I got to go and get this framed. This is really cool. But ultimately, I understand why Jonas and Hayden were scared. The difference is, Jonas and Hayden never talked about being scared. They talked about not knowing. I actually watched a podcast, and I'll tell you right now, you don't have to. It summarizes them saying we were just scared of John. But we saw some things, but we didn't know. We just didn't know. It's like, yeah, you didn't know. Come on. John wasn't no rogue entrepreneur. John wasn't no visionary. Hell no. Far from it. And John definitely didn't come from money. Guy lived in a trailer in his mommy daddy's garage. So no, you didn't know. And you didn't do nothing. But rather than have the balls to come out and say you were scared, you decided to come out and say you just didn't know, which kind of is weird. Once again, I don't hate Jonas and Hayden whatsoever. I really don't. I understand their positioning. But to say you didn't know, I get why you have to say you didn't know, because legally speaking, that would put you in a world that hurt. So I understand it, but I don't know, man. To make a podcast and then you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird duality with Jonas and Hayden. I can't mess up their names, but it's a weird duality because I get it. I understand why they have to come out with this position, but at the same time, don't say that because, like, we know you, like, bro, like, what? Come on, bro. And to see people in the same community be upset about Jonas and Hayden, I don't know why I keep messing his name up. Sorry about that. It makes sense because they're not wrong. We've seen videos of these guys hanging out with John. In fact, in the video, Hayden talks about he was going to go see John the day John got sent over, got picked up at the tarmac by the FBI. So once again, don't give me this crap that you didn't know. that you weren't in line with John, because you was until you went to the joint. You was until Safemoon declared bankruptcy. You knew, but you have to say you didn't. And rather than just not say anything, be smart about it, you're being more defensive. So I understand what they're saying. I totally get what they're saying, and they're not wrong. But at the same time, what would you rather have them say? Oh yeah, we knew everything. Cops aren't watching, right? So I get it. All I'm gonna say is I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. That's all I'm gonna say. But what I also will say, guys, is codename Moon is what Safemoon should have been. Says my buddy DeFi Sean. Check out Crypto Atlas YouTube video, and guys, definitely check out Crypto Atlas YouTube video. And if you want a whitelist spot to codename Moon, check it out, because it's true. Listen, my buddy Sean, we have another founder as well. I'm not sure if he wants to be mentioned or not, and myself are working on a project that is going to be coming out soon. Ideally, we want the Safemoon community to come over to this project, and this is going to be the project that is going to be what Safemoon should have always had been. And what we want to do is create something. I still have, by the way, given to me from one of the, I want to say founders, but one of the early employees, someone well known in the early Safemoon community, the actual roadmap of what Safemoon was going to do. I have that in my possession. Luckily, I know what Safemoon initially wanted to do before John came in and stole everything and lied. I have that. I envision what Safemoon could have done, and that was what got me excited for well over a year when I was Safemoon Joe. Well over a year when I was talking up about Safemoon, because I was excited about what could be, because I had something, the roadmap, and I was super excited about it coming out and everyone just seeing what Safemoon was going to do. It made me lose sleep. I didn't get much sleep. I barely ate. I barely spent time with my family. I was hyper-focused on what Safemoon was going to do. I believe a lot of people were as well when I was Safemoon Joe. And that's not over. That didn't end. Just because Safemoon the LLC is gone, other projects can pick up the ball and move it forward. And I believe codename Moon is going to be that project. Now, codename Moon is what it is. It's a codename for a project that's going to be coming out soon, a token. And if you guys want to get involved, definitely check it out, because I'm part of it. And if my integrity doesn't speak for itself, that's fine. But just know, if there's something going wrong, I am the first to speak about that. Well, maybe not the first one comes to Safemoon, because once again, I want to be 100% sure there's a problem here. But if there's 100% a problem, I will get to the point where I'm not a rich guy, but I'll get to the point where I don't care about even getting sued to fight that issue. As one of the founders of codename Moon, we could pick up the ball and run with it. We can go ahead and do something that Safemoon said they were going to do, but we're actually going to do it. And I'm really excited for that, guys. Once again, staking, SellerDex, Launchpad, NFT Marketplace, merch, debit card, wallet, blockchain, codename Moon, what Safemoon should have been. And that is the truth. If you guys want to go check it out, please check it out. If you don't, no big deal. Hey, listen, stay by the sidelines and see what happens. But I'll tell you right now, whether this project rises or falls, I will be busting my hump, just like I was when I was Safemoon Joe, because I believe in the vision that Safemoon initially launched. They strayed away, but I kept focused, and I will keep focused for codename Moon. This is Squidgrow Joe, and I'll see you on the moon.